Hi, welcome to another day of our 4 days of drills. I'm Kat, and today we are going to be talking about coordinating your arms with your body. So, first things first, I want to talk about different centers that we have within our trunk so that we can kind of explore what's happening within, sometimes also called your core or your center or whatnot. So with our trunk, we actually have 3 centers, right? A high, middle, and a low. What we're going to do is you have your collarbone and your shoulder blades. That whole top area is going to be our high center. I'm going to refer to that as just collarbone because it's easier, but note that it also extends into the back, so you've got this central high region. You've also got your mid, which is going to be around your rib cage, but can also apply to the nice stomach that we all are sporting after Thanksgiving. And we can then move into our low center, which is going to be our pelvis area, or pelvic area, right? It's not our hips, that's your hip joint. We're not going to talk about our hips, we're going to talk about our pelvis, right? So those 3, high, middle, low, I'm going to call it collarbone, rib cage, and pelvis, right? These relate directly to our arms, okay? So our shoulder joint is going to be our high center of our arm, which is going to directly relate to our high center of our trunk. And what I want us to do, you could do 1 arm, 2 arms, whatever, I'm just going to demonstrate 1 arm, is my collarbone, high center, moves, and my shoulder joint has reacted to it, right? So I'm not just moving my arm, I'm coordinating it with what is happening in my trunk. And I'm just experiencing how my high center relates to my shoulder joint. And it can be the same thing over here, right? I'm seeing how that connects rather than just moving. This is just my shoulder moving, right? This is coordinating it with my collarbone. And you can explore that with both arms, moving them around. You can see where it goes up and around, and if you're just feeling how it relates high to high, right? Now we're going to move down into our mid, and our mid connects with the middle of our arm. I know, not rocket science, just coordination. So what I want to do is I want to experience how the mid connects to my elbow, right? And if I send, I can kind of feel like there's this imaginary tether, right? That extends, it can come in, it can retract. And again, I'm using middle of my trunk to coordinate with my elbow rather than just moving my arm around, right? This is disconnected, is what people will call disconnected. And this is going to be more coordinated, yeah? And you can again just explore, move it around, see how it relates, just putting our attention, rib cage to elbow, yeah? Then we're gonna explore our pelvis and how that relates to our wrist joint, right? So this is where we can get a little bit closer. You can kind of see, right, if I'm sending my pelvis side to side, I can see how that relates to my wrist. You can make a little figure 8 action with how that relates to your wrists. You can go in a circle, have fun with it. I find this one lots of fun because I think I'm in a luau. And this is awesome because it takes me to warmer weather, right? And exploring how our pelvis is relating to our wrists. Again, this is my wrists moving. This is my wrists coordinated with what is happening in my trunk to my subcenter of my arms, okay? You can also explore how, if I'm connecting my pelvis to my wrists, where can that go to, right? And exploring how that tether can work, right? It's easier when it's nice and close, but feel free to see how does it work at a distance. When you're dancing, when you're moving, and in general, it's not going to be, I'm just focusing on one. Your arms are going to be moving, and so you'll be exploring how all of these can relate to your trunk. The main goal and the main thing to practice with this drill is, again, coordinating. I want to coordinate what's happening with my centers of my trunk to the centers of my arms. You don't need a lot of space for this. It's just kind of standing around and moving your body in fun ways and seeing how that affects your arms. And all the way out to your hands, but really just thinking about the joints of your arm to, again, the centers of your trunk. So have fun practicing that, and we will see you at the studio.